This lesson is about the pips in the tarot. The pips are the cards that are the ace through 10 in the tarot deck. We covered the major arcana and the court cards. The ace through 10 are the pips, and there are 4 suits, and this is about the swords, the suit of swords. So we shall talk about the swords. The swords are the air, and these would be astrological signs of Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra. It's a masculine suit. Air is a masculine element. It's the East, and the beings of the air are called the sylphs, S-Y-L-T-P-H, sylphs. This is Archangel Raphael, is the archangel that is associated with the air element. This has to do with the intellect and thought. Also, if you wanted to use a regular playing card, just a regular deck of cards, you could do a reading. You wouldn't have the major arcana. However, the suit that would correspond to the swords are the spades. The swords are about the struggle against good and evil. And if you look at each sword, we're going to really go in here close. There's a shading on the swords. Like you could see there's a darker shading and a lighter shading. When you see that, generally the cards that would fall on this side of the reading where the sword has got the lighter shading, this would be the more positive outcoming. The darker shading would be the shadow aspect, or the more negative outcomes or obstacles or things like that that the individual needs to work on. You see the clouds, you'll see a lot of clouds in the deck of swords. This is, coming into some emotions and some moods, and you could look at what the clouds look like. They'll be a little bit darker. So we'll begin with the ace. This is the Ace of Swords. It's also Excalibur. And what we have here is we have like a darker shading and a lighter shading. Many times people would say, oh, look, there's the white flower. That would mean these are the positive aspects or the truthful things, but that's not what we look at here. We look at the swords, the sword itself. The darker shadowing of the sword would mean the deception. So on this side of the sword, on this side, would be the things of deception. Remember, it's thought. And on the lighter side, this would be the things that are truthful. And we have the flowers here. Generally, people think, well, the white flower would be more of a truthful thing and more of a positive thing and more purity, but that's not how this works here. This is speaking of deception, and it's seeming as if it's the truth. But you see the conflict here is the darker side with the white flower. So follow the sword all the time in the reading, and knowing that this is the side that will bear fruition. This is the side, the cards that fall on this side will be the fruit. Because it's coming out of dark clouds, it's coming out of something that isn't so happy. So that would be, and the ace has more weight than the rest of the pips, just as the major arcana has more weight than the rest of the deck, followed by the court cards, and then the ace has a little bit more power than the rest of the pips. Okay, let's move on to the second card here in the swords. This is the Two of Swords, and as you can see, this is a deadlock. Some people would say that in some decks or some interpretations could mean truce. In this, what I was taught, and there could be other meanings, as I stated before, it's all very, it's all up to the reader, as long as it can be pulled together in a congruent way that makes good sense for and helps the people that we're reading for. See, she's blindfolded. So there's no vision here. And the moon is upside down, which is a misuse of imagination. So this is someone who can't see their way out, who's looking at the negative aspects of things, deadlock. Now, she's got good clothes, well protected, but isn't seeing it. And this is basically, I tell people, it's the You ever give advice to a friend and they're like, I can't, I won't, I can't, I won't, I can't, I won't? That's the energy of this card. So the blindfold needs to come off. The imagination needs to be put to a better use here. Okay, the Three of Swords has to do with sorrow, broken heart, betrayal. Look at how dark the clouds are here. So if this comes up in conjunction with the Two of Cups and the Lover's card, then you know, okay, there might be some problems there, betrayal, broken heart, sorrow, but also can mean ill health. This could mean ill health if it comes up with the Four of Swords, together with the Four of Swords. So if you look for these two cards coming up together, this could mean a literal ill health. Moving on to the Four of Swords, this is regret, total regret, or someone who is very ill. And if it's followed by the Three of Swords, what we just covered, it means a serious illness, and tell your client, or, if it's for you, I don't read for myself, but tell your client that to go to the doctor and get their health checked. Okay, moving on now. The Five of Swords. This is a big blow up, a really big blow up. And you look at that, the guy's wearing a dark cloak. It's not nice. Gossiping energy, mean thought, big fight. The sun is all red. See the sun right there? It's all red. Okay, that's an unhappy energy. It's humiliation, that type of energy, but a big fight. Okay, the Six of Swords. This is moving away from turbulence. If you look at the energy right here, you see how the water is all turbulent here, and in the background it's all nice and calm. This is moving away from turbulence, and this person has help. They're not alone. And the light goes toward the future. See the light of the swords? It's moving toward the future. So calmer waters ahead. Have help. Move away from the turbulence. Moving on. Okay, the next the next card here in the swords is the Seven of Swords. This has to do with burdens and mistakes. And this person isn't asking for help. Look, here's more swords, and they're taking them, they're carrying them, but they're not asking for any help. Also, now in the Rider-Waite deck, because this is the Morgan-Greer, you will see this person is stealing these swords from a camp. So this can also mean a theft, especially if it comes up with the Page of Pentacles. That means a theft. Okay, the Eight of Swords. This is a very interesting card. This is a prisoner of the self and abuse. Now look at her. These binds, they're not tightly bounded, and she's blindfolded. She's not looking at her own power. She could easily take these swords and cut herself free, but she's not. So this is someone who's a victim stance and a prisoner of the self. This could indicate some abuse, but a person who's really unwilling to help herself. And if it comes up in conjunction with this card, the Nine of Swords, you could see how here this is bound and repressed and stuck in an unhappy marriage or an unhappy job. The situation's unhappy and stuck. If these two come up together, this means that this person can help themselves, but they're not seeing and recognizing their own self-worth, their own strength, and their own talents. And this one means the abusive energy. Okay, the Ten of Swords is the dark night of the soul, defeat and ruin, especially if it comes up with the Tower in the major arcana, nervous breakdown, suicide, a dark finish, living a life that's been authored by others. This is the lowest point in the deck here. Okay, so this concludes the sword suit, the ace through the 10. Thank you for watching. This is Things Unspoken 111.